The Big Ten is a great conference to play in. Play in places like Ohio State, Michigan State, Penn State, and there is no other atmosphere than playing in Kinick Stadium, flat out.
When you talk about Kinick Stadium, you talk about a lot of pride, and just that experience, being able to run out of the tunnel of 70,000 screaming fans was just an experience that I'll never forget.
Iowa Hawkeye football is the show in this state as far as I'm concerned, and going into Kinick, the advantage that our fans give us, they're right on top of the field, and the atmosphere in here, it's a tough place to come in to and play a good Iowa football team.
Flash cameras go off all over the stadium on black and gold night. Spectacular sight.
The fans got your back. They're going to cheer for you, and they're really going to be, they're really going to let that other team know you're in the hornet's nest. And it's not you against the 11 on the field, it's you against about 75,000.
The faithfulness of the fans, it's highly unusual. Even during the years when I was there, when maybe we weren't playing as well as they are today, the fans were there, they packed the stadium, they cheered for you. That jumps out at me because they're not fair weather fans. College football is the only show in town in the state of Iowa. I usually have two choices, and I'm glad I chose to be a Hawkeye.
I wasn't familiar with, I didn't grow up an Iowa fan. I was from Illinois, and all this was new to me, but it didn't take long to see that this was a special place.
Iowa is really, it implements something in you that nothing else can. You get a lot of guys, they come from the schools and they're like, oh, I don't feel the need to go back, oh, I'm not going back. They probably don't even watch their team play or something. It's not like that here. If you got some guys that you gravitate towards, he's going to keep in contact with you.
We try to keep in contact, and it's always good to talk to those guys and tell stories and stuff about what we did back here in Iowa, so it's always good to have that family atmosphere.
It's a family that is a very, very tight group of guys. The great majority of the guys that I played with, we still stay in touch with one another. There are still links that bind us all together, and I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that it's such a friendly area that we had an opportunity to interact and to battle through some situations, and sort of take some adversity head on and be able to come out the other end.
They coach them up with the football fundamentals. They're so well coached during the games with the strategy from this veteran staff, and it's a formula for winning that continues year in and year out in Iowa City.
Coach Ferentz runs such a tight ship here, a high up tempo practice. All three phases I was very prepared for.
Coach Ferentz, you're not going to meet a better man than him. He wants football players. He wants guys with chips on their shoulders. He wants guys that are hungry. And that's kind of reflects on the type of person he is. He wants people that have the same kind of character that he has. I wish I could have a guy like Coach Ferentz, to be able to work under every day.
Just from Coach Ferentz, top down, how he laid the groundwork and the foundation of how my blocks that I make. It's the same stuff that I use to this day.
I feel like the coaching staff and just the whole environment of Iowa and the professionalism really prepared me for my professional career, and
I just felt extremely prepared for the NFL. The things I learned here, Coach Ferentz runs such a tight ship here, a high up tempo practice, the same thing you see at the NFL level, and so all three phases I was very prepared for.
The program prepared me for the NFL in a lot of ways. About after the first practice, a lot of the vets were coming up to me and asking me how do you play with the leverage you play with? The coaches, they make sure they drill technique into you here at Iowa, man. And I wouldn't trade that experience for the world.
Iowa has a great reputation, I think, of the players being able to leave that campus and walk out of there with the tools, the fundamentals, the techniques there in place. and certainly prepare them extremely well for the National Football League.
The drills that they do and how the practice is run is just like an NFL program. So they definitely get you headed in the right direction for you to succeed and make the transition smooth, and it really makes a difference.